Deviant Art. Hello, everyone. Ivaldo Cortez Jr., aka Lance Danger here, and I just wanted to do something new, just try something out. And I wanted to kind of do a retrospective on my Deviant Art account. Um, Next year will be like 20 years that I've had my account open, and I am planning on shutting it down because of the whole AI art stuff. I have almost 900 images there, and it's kind of difficult to not do like a batch select of having that option of not having your art being taken for use for AI art and stuff. So I have no other choice but to like shut it down or unpublish it or whatever, unless things have changed from then. I will try and check that out later on, but at the very least, my train of thought is that I am going to be shutting it down at least for a little while if there's like an unpublished option. If not, I'll just like try to save as many images as I can and delete them. But I just wanted to have kind of like, like this historical record, I guess, of the stuff that I had there. And this is the very first deviation that I uploaded January 12th, 2004. DeviantArt was like 4 years old or something like that at that point. And it is a fan art, actually. Let me try and make this bigger. Okay, the resolution is gonna suck a little bit. Back then, we didn't have like big high resolution stuff, so this is like a very low. Like these first few years are like very low resolution images. This is a character called El Romano, a Puerto Rican comic book character that I did fan art of. I used to always do little sketches of Puerto Rican characters. I still do, actually. I used to do it more so back then, but this was part of a group of superheroes. It was a super team, sort of like a Puerto Rican kind of Avengers kind of stuff called Los Gladiadores del Siglo XX, something like that. Or maybe it's Gladiadores. Let me see actually if it says so right here. Um, no, I guess I didn't put it in the descriptions. Yes, Puerto Rican superhero. Very nice, Lance. Very nice. That everyone's just going to know who that character is. But yeah, that's pretty much what that is. And this is the second sketch I ever put up here. This character name is The Whip, created by Jeff Cook. Rest in peace. He actually passed away a couple of months ago. Let's see if I can. The image itself is not going to become really bigger. Let me just like put it normal size and see if the full screen option. Okay, that's slightly bigger. That is The Whip, created by Jeff Cook. As I said, rest in peace. He passed away a few months ago. We met actually through this zine where I was actually published for the first time in around 2002, 2003. It was for a nonprofit organization, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. The person that was at the head at the time of that foundation, um, he was doing comic book zines to kind of help promote the foundation and also raise funds for the foundation as well. And I just happened to run into a post in digital webbing, which I think they're still out there. Digital webbing. It was a forum for people to kind of get together and find other creatives to work on projects. Some of them were paid work, others were spec work. Some big names I believe came from that forum from the time. I would hang around every now and again. This was after I took a long sabbatical from drawing, due to personal and physical reasons. And I was just getting into the game. I ran into this post asking for artists to contribute to this nonprofit organization, and I thought that sounded cool. I saw the design of some of the characters and thought it was cool as well. So I took a chance, and I was able to do a handful of stories for them, both art wise and story wise as well. And this was just the sketch that I did for this character called the Whip that I just kind of liked her design. Um, Jeff Cook and I became sort of friends during that time. So I did it kind of like a little thing to do between friends and creatives and colleagues and whatnot. And it was a lot of fun. That was really a lot of fun that time when I was doing those zines and whatnot. Getting my feet wet into actually having my art being out there compared to just having it stuck in a drawer or in my sketchbooks and whatnot. Right. And of course, this is Lance Danger. Very meta. This is for one of the original websites I used to have. This was pretty much the landing page, the homepage. When you get to my website, you are greeted by this image of Lance Danger. If you're not familiar with how this character and my online name came to be, Lance Danger is a wrestler that I created in WWF No Mercy back in like 2001, I would like to say, for the Nintendo 64. My friends and I, we had like our own wrestling organizations and federations. We all had like our top stars and whatnot. And Lance Danger was pretty much my most popular wrestler amongst my friends, and the one that gave them the most headaches when we would go wrestle each other in Nintendo 64 and whatnot. Um, to this day, he still wrestles in the PS5, in the modern version of the Video Hardcore Wrestling Association, the VHWA, which of course is my wrestling federation. Thank you very much. A multiple time champion. He's putting young talent over every year. He's never afraid to give the rub or do the job for other wrestlers to start becoming popular and be on their way to becoming legends. Of course, back then, what inspired Lance Danger was pretty much a combination of my favorite wrestlers at the time, which of course was Shawn Michaels, who had not returned from his back injury at that point yet. We still thought he was never going to come back at that point. But ever since I was a kid, I liked the Rockers, were one of my favorite tag teams. And of course, even though I was heartbroken by the breakup of the Rockers, I kind of pretty much stopped watching wrestling actually after that when I was a kid. Um, I did follow his career, and afterwards, when I got back into wrestling about that time, like around 2000, 2001, I went back and watched all that Attitude Era stuff and became a big fan again of Shawn Michaels. So it was essentially a combination of Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, who was really starting to get into at the time. Also, he was relatively new to me because I hadn't watched WCW at that time. I didn't watch that era when he was there. Like, I started watching again just when he had joined the WWE, the Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys were on the rise. Like, actually, it was that first triangle ladder match at WrestleMania that made me watch WWE again after I don't know how many years I had stopped watching it. Again, pretty much since the Rockers broke up. Up to that point, I hadn't watched wrestling. But yeah, it was pretty much a combination of Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, which is kind of funny how life works out. Eventually, those two would have a couple of feuds together in WWE, which were so awesome to me. And also, when I was starting to kind of watch some WCW, I was actually really getting into Lance Storm. I really, really appreciated his mat wrestling, grappling wrestling, and such. So that was thrown into that mix as well, and the namesake as well, Lance, was thrown into it as well. And people just feared that wrestler amongst my friends, and it kind of became a thing. So when I would start to be online more, when more things popped up like social media and forums or whatnot, almost as a joke, I put my screen name as Lance Danger. And from that point on, everyone just calls me Lance online or just knows me as Lance. So that's the story of Lance Danger. If you hadn't heard it yet, anyway. Righty. And this is actually the lyrics to a song that I wrote. Like, I also uploaded a lot of lyrics up there. Actually, there's a lyric video here on YouTube. If you want to hear me reading this one in particular, I believe it's up here on YouTube. It's called Rear View Window. I'll probably put a link in the description box or the comments below if you're all that curious to listen to me read out the lyrics of any of my songs. I'm not gonna read it right now though. Right, let's see. Again, this is another character from um, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. CF Comics was the name of the zines. Toby Mycin. It's a play on words on one of the medicines that's used to treat cystic fibrosis and I believe asthma as well. I really liked his design. He looked like a pretty much anti-hero almost. Um, I actually was going to write a story of this character and pencil it as well, but unfortunately, a couple of years down the line, they decided to shut down the zine because there was apparently some creative differences or editorial differences between the person in charge of it and the person that was actually in charge of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And he ultimately decided to shut down the whole thing. Um, and it was a sad day when that happened. I always kind of wanted to finish that story with this character in particular. Unfortunately, all those pages are gone. The ones that I had already started illustrating, the same as with other projects, personal projects like Warlord and whatnot, that got destroyed due to um, hurricanes and floods and stuff like that in Puerto Rico. Again, very fun times. I wish I could have done something with this character. Yeah. And I guess I'll just show this little February thing here. Like, I just want to go like showing the stuff that I did like during the month or whatnot. There you go. It's not gonna look incredibly well. I should probably download it and rework this sketch. I actually really like this a lot. Sorry, my cat is here. I'm probably going to redraw this one. This was actually part of an art trade with Jeff Cook's son, actually. Oh, what was I hate that I'm forgetting names. I think his name was Andrew Cook. Yes, it was Andrew. Now that I remember, we did an art trade. He had asked for a girl and dinosaurs. So I did a girl riding a triceratops about to run away from a T-Rex type creature. Those are actually very fun to do because it's something that I usually don't draw. I know that when I uploaded this to the YouTube Yahoo group, yeah, back when Yahoo groups was a thing, it was almost like a sub forum for people to kind of meet and um, email each other stuff, whether it be like comic stuff or people that were into different fandoms. That was like the place to be. That was like the Facebook groups of the time. But yeah, like this is what I had illustrated for him in that exchange. I don't really recall what I asked for the art trade. But again, this was just a very fun thing to do. And I'm going to cut the video here so that next time I'll go deeper into February 2004. Um, isn't some of these I haven't seen in years, definitely. So it's kind of fun to have this archive and go over these things with you guys, even if it's more interesting to something. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all next time.